and fixing the screen, because there was Lottie's dive on screen on deck, and now that Claire Cryan appears on screen on deck, now we can go. Second round of dives. Back 2.5 somersault tuck for the Irish diver. Another back 2.5 somersault, just like Elettra Neroni did in the previous dive. Also for Claire is a short dive. In this case, she is high enough, but leaning way too far back with her upper body on the takeoff. Ends up going quite far away, and we see how her coach, Damien Bell, shows her that the entry, with a hands gesture, he showed her how the entry was not tight enough and fell short. Same dive by Caroline Kupka from Norway. And she does the opposite as Claire, ends up going over, holding on to that tuck position for way too long, and yeah, not exactly the right way to come out. Pretty much the same score as Claire, 36-40 in this case, but yeah, they definitely need better execution of their dives if they want to dive again this afternoon. Forward 2.5 somersault pike for Tekle Sharia, who did not get a good strong hurdle. She was leaning backwards and had to recover on the takeoff. Completely lost control of her core, getting in the water, not very clean in the entry. Fives from the judges, 34-80 for the Georgian diver. Matilde Borello now, forward 3.5 somersault pike, so the same dive as the Georgian diver before her, same group of dives, but an extra somersault. Very strong off the board and way too far over. Way too far over. She was very strong on the board, did get a lot of speed in the somersault, just came out too late with her head down, didn't understand where she was in the entry, completely over rotated. And with that dive, Matilde Borello is at 80.50 points at the moment. Alexandra Blazowska, now she was in 19th place, definitely not the first dive she wanted. The inward 2.5 somersault. Let's see if she does a better job on this forward 3.5 somersault tuck. Much better here. Much better job here on this forward 3.5 somersault tuck than compared to what she did before. Again, though, is another dive that ends up going quite far away from the board, though. Not bad overall, though. Probably needs a better execution of the hurdle later on in her next two hurdles she'll be performing, for the reverse 2.5 somersault and the forward twist, in order to stay closer to the board. Same dive by Helle Tuxen. Oh, and she steps back. That did not happen often this week on the springboards. We have seen many people going over the end of the board with their toes. In this case, Helle is quite too far back on the board and does not get enough push from the board to finish her 3.5 somersaults. So just 4s from the judges, 84.50. And, well, we've seen a few mistakes now in this second round already that will drop the average score needed for a spot in the final. Same dive again, forward 3.5 somersault tuck for the French diver Juliette. And another mistake. Same as Matilde Borello, she also holds on to the tuck position for way too long. The top part was very good, very fast in the somersault, and just didn't come out at the right time. 3.5's just 29.40 for her. Now on the board, reverse 2.5 somersault pike 3.0 degree of difficulty for Lauren Alaselka, another diver that lives in the United States. She studies, lives, and practices at UCLA. And another over-rotated dive. We saw her disappointment getting out of the water, completely over-rotated. Incredible how in practice she did. She did an amazing reverse 2.5 somersault pike this morning. And look at that, very disappointed, telling herself what happened, why he never came out of that pike position. That's what was going on in her head for sure. 2.5's only for Lauren Alaselka at 75 points. Forward 3.5 somersault pike now for Emilia Nilsson-Gareb. Good. Well, the best dive we have seen in this second round as of right now. Very, very good in the somersault. I really like her pike position, straight legs, perfect. Could have made more room by jumping higher, but 49.60 ahead of everyone else now, the Swedish diver. Jana Rother now, the only German diver left in this preliminary round. Forward 2.5 somersault pike with full twist. She was fourth with 54 points. And now we see a hurdle. Well, she manages to do a great job with it actually at the end of the dive. But a hurdle, as I was telling you before, we have seen many of these hurdles that end up going over the end with the toes. She does a good job staying with the dive, finishing it with straight legs and almost completely vertical. 5s from the judges, 99 points, and she's in second place. Now we have on the board the leader after the first round of dives, Dajarne Bent Ajmail. And this is her third event today. She got 2 golds so far. Let's see if this afternoon she'll be able to get the top part of the dive. On the takeoff, she pulled with her shoulders back. Her head is too far up. Does not get in a great pike position. And see how her legs are quite short in the water. And Dajarne loses the lead and is at 97.50 in third place. Forward 3.5 somersault pike for Amy Rawlinson from Great Britain. Great hurdle. A very good hurdle by Amy. She did not complete the push off the board with her legs, and also the arm throw to get in a pike is not strong enough and well executed in order to get ethugh speed in the somersault to get vertical. 4.5s from the judges. In 7th place, the British diver. Naïs Gillet now from Paris, back to 2.5 somersault tuck. Nicely done. Very good entry. Extremely clean in the water. This is gonna give her a big push forward in the rankings for sure. Very clean. Incredible. 7s from the judges. She seems happy with that. Shows the coach how she felt that her shoulders moved back on the top, but still a great entry. And we have a new leader right now. Naïs Gillet from France at 110.10 points. Sude Koprulu, forward 3.5 somersault pike for the Turkish diver. Good, very strong on the board. Very, very strong. The timing on the board from the hurdle and in the squat was perfect. Not very well piked dive, and especially in the entry from the slow motion was easy to see. She did not grab her hands getting in the water, and that means that the entry ends up being not very clean. But Sude is in third place at the moment at 105.10. And now Elna Widerström ready on the board, a back 2.5 somersault pike for the Swedish diver. Short dive, a lot similar to the Jarnes from Great Britain. Her legs end up not getting vertical after the second somersault. She probably needed on this dive more help from her legs on the jump. The dive is quite short at the end, and Elna is in 8th place at 85.50. So as of right now, in 12th place, we still have Matilde Borrello after that huge mistake on the forward 3.5 somersault pike at 80 points. On the board, Victoria Kesar. Victoria, it's easy for the judges to notice how far to the left of the board she jumped. You can see it here from behind, completely to the left, and they will deduct a few points from for that, and also the dive ends up being over. 4.5s and 5s, 42 points. Victoria at the moment is in 7th place. Estilla now from Hungary, a forward 2.5 somersault full twist. Estilla does a good job finishing the dive and completing the dive, all the rotations and the twist, but that step back hurdle makes the dive just fall drastically fast to the water. Not enough time to get a clean entry. Force for her, 80.55 right now for the Hungarian diver in 13th place. We got 2 more divers to go. Teresa Jelinkova now on the board. Excuse me, 3 more divers to go. Yes, 3 more divers to go. The first one is Teresa Jelinkova from Czech Republic, from Prague. Inward 2.5 somersault tuck for her. Very fast in the spinning, very clean in the water. Not a bad dive at all for the young Czech diver. And she's in 6th place right now, 93 points. Luisa Arco, forward 3.5 somersault tuck for the Portuguese diver. And the dive is not bad overall. Could have stayed closer to the board. She leaned forward with her shoulders, but the worst part of it is that she loses control of the feet completely in the water. They're split, and she probably lost one point from each judge just because of that. But Luisa is in 4th at 102, so definitely above average. Let's see if Elettra Neroni was in 20th place after the first round of dive. Let's see if she can recover with this reverse 2.5 somersault pike. Oh, great hurdle. Great hurdle. She was very high on that hurdle. Perfect timing on the board. That's just not the right technique in the somersault. When she gets in the pike position, she starts pulling back with her shoulders, trying to help herself spinning. But by doing that, her legs, when it's time to come